corruption is one that involves all of us, the giver and the taker. So what we must do as a country is to believe in doing the right thing. The evidence that is available by the bodies that are charged with the task of leading the fight against corruption. Remember that the bodies are not the only ones fighting corruption. They are leading the fight against corruption, and we all must be warriors in that battle. And they are telling us that things are getting worse rather than better. In other words, they are telling us this is the time to roll up our sleeves and to fight.
Now, welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Owino, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for today. Now, there is something that William Samoei Ruto have just said concerning taxation in Kenya, and he was comparing it with the countries that have really grown, and their development is very high, and their development is growing at a very high speed. That is the countries like South Africa and the countries like Morocco. And he gave a statement saying that Morocco and South Africa, their taxation is at a GP of 25%, while Kenya, we are still at 15%. It means that we are still behind. I don't know what he meant by, but that is what I want us to discuss. And also, the ODM party have had a briefing today, and they discussed things that are affecting Kenyans. First thing that they disclosed was one, the issue of fertilizer, the fake fertilizer, and then another one was the issue of ODM party election, and then the third one they talked about this issue of doctors' strike, and also the NADCO report. Those are the things that I want us to discuss. Before we do that, I would like to give you a moment to go to the subscription area. You click the subscribe button, you like, you share, and also drop me a comment at the comment section so that I can know what you think or what is your view concerning the videos or concerning what we are talking about. And as I normally say, that feedback is normally the key thing in any form of communication. Without forgetting those who are giving us your support, much encouraging. And I will not fail to say thank you very much. Thank you, and may God bless you.
We have taken the decision that we are going to live within our means. We are going to live within our means. You know, many people, have a narrative that we are overtaxing ourselves. Numbers, they say, don't lie. If you look at our peers, the countries that we play in the same league, South Africa, Morocco, those categories, their percentage of tax as a percentage of GDP is 25%. 25% of GDP, that's their tax. In Kenya, we are currently at around 15. In the OECD countries, they are above 35, with France leading around 45. We are at 15. So if anybody tells you we are overtaxing ourselves, they are not using empirical numbers. They are just talking stories. We just have to up our game.
Now, jumping back to our topic of discussion, William Samoei Ruto today had a meeting with the UDA members. And there is a statement that he made concerning the issue of taxation, and he was comparing it with the taxation with the South Africa. As you've heard, he's comparing the taxation of Kenya with the taxation of both South Africa and Morocco. He's saying that the countries that Kenya is with at the same level. But now, truth be told, I just have to ask this question. And let us now speak truthfully. Can we compare ourselves with the countries like South Africa? Because those are the countries that have really grown. Some countries like Morocco, they have really grown. So when we start putting ourselves in the same level with the countries like Morocco, with these countries like South Africa and Rwanda, we are still behind. And you can't tell me that because our GP is still at 15, and the South Africa's GP is at 25. So it means that we need to be at the same level with them. So that one brings me to this question that we as Kenyans, do we still are we being told that we need to prepare ourselves because the tax is still going to rise up to 25%, and if everything that is supposed to be taxed has been taxed, even the matchsticks has been taxed. So are we expecting much taxation, and what is going to be taxed now? Because everything that was supposed to be taxed has been exhausted. Or we people that are working are going to pay a lot of tax more than we normally pay? That is just a question concerning the words of President William Samoei Ruto concerning the taxation in Kenya. And also talking about the issue of the ODM party that is led by the party leader Raila Amolo Odinga together with Secretary General SIFUNA. There is a statement that there are some of the reports that they've given. Now, the first report that they were talking about, they are saying that if you are a leader, they were against this issue of UDA party appointing the KRA chairman to go and lead the UDA election board all over the country. That is the so-called Anthony Mwaura. And they are saying that you can't serve two masters at a time. It is either you decide to support this master and leave the other, because if you decide to support all of them, one of the masters will complain. Here's the clip.
Deliberated on the developments in other political parties and their implications for the nation and for democracy. In particular, the committee expressed deep concerns over developments in the UDA party, where public officers paid by taxpayers from all political formations have been appointed as party officials to various organs. We are staring at the return of the party state system last seen in the 1980s, where party leaders and public servants were one and the same thing. What followed was a youth wing with watchdog or surveillance responsibilities over the entire nation. We take the position that this development is wrong. It is a recipe for chaos and dictatorship and partisanship in the management of public affairs. Consequently, we demand that all those people who have been named as UDA officials must immediately resign from public service. There is no way they will serve two masters, the public and the UDA.
Now, on the issue of fake fertilizers, the ODM party said that the ODM party urged the CS involved and the cabinet secretary involved and the people that are concerned with the farming that in order to apologize for Kenyans for selling them fake fertilizer, what they need to do is they need to reduce the price of fertilizer from 2,500 to 1,500. Here's the clip.
Scandals running in the country currently. The scandal of fake fertilizers being distributed to farmers by government agencies and also being disowned by those same agencies within government. It is a scam that goes to the heart of our very survival as a nation. Coming right in the middle of a planting season, the presence and distribution of fake fertilizer and seeds is nothing more than economic sabotage. We therefore reiterate that heads must roll. Officers at the Ministry of Agriculture and those at the Kenya Bureau of Standards and the National Cereals and Produce Board, who have direct responsibility for fertilizer, seeds and certification, must immediately quit their positions and pave way for proper and professional investigations. Those found to be responsible for these criminal activities of supplying fake seeds and fertilizer must be charged with sabotage and engagement in organized criminal activity. The government must immediately devise new ways to procure, secure and distribute quality fertilizer and seeds to farmers who are running out of time. We reiterate that in view of the current delays and confusion over fertilizers, the prices of a product be subsidized further and reduced from the current 2,500 for a 50 kg bag to 1,500 as a show of remorse and apology and respect to our farmers.
Now, in their last statement, the ODM, that is SIFUNA read their agreement that the ODM party will be conducting their election in various parts of the country. That is in 9 counties, and they are saying that the election will start late this April, and they are really urging people to come out and register as ODM party as ODM party members. At the same time, he was talking about the NADCO report, and he was saying that the report was given just to undermine or to sabotage other parties except the UDA party, saying that there is some fund that is supposed to be given for the parties so that they can conduct their campaigns, in which the UDA party is planning to do away with it and not give it to other parties.
We have had a meeting of the Central Committee. It has been full house except with the apologies of Deputy Party Leader, Honorable Ali Hassan Joe, who is in Mecca. So this is a statement. We have had a meeting of the Central Committee, which is the top decision making organ of the Orange Democratic Movement Party. This meeting took place against a backdrop of ongoing efforts to reinvigorate the party through various activities, including but not limited to the holding of grassroots elections. There are also a number of emerging and running national issues affecting Wananchi, among them the crisis in the health sector as manifested in the ongoing doctor strike, the crisis of funding in our schools and colleges, and the scam of subsidized fertilizer. The committee meeting therefore took stock of the state of the party and that of the entire nation. A key issue canvassed at this meeting is the dire state the party finds itself in as a result of a government-instigated denial of funding. The Political Parties Fund was established to enhance democracy by promoting active participation by individuals in political life. Among other things, it is meant to cover election expenses of the political parties and broadcasting of the policies of the political parties. Unfortunately, this fund has become the death knell of parties it was meant to support. Since coming to office, the Kenya Kwanza regime has pursued a deliberate policy of denying funds to political parties, effectively crippling their operations. Key activities, including the planned party elections, become challenging to plan and execute because of the regime's refusal to release funds to political parties. Clearly, the aim is to kill all political parties except UDA. We demand, therefore, that the funds be immediately released to parties in amounts and the manner stipulated in law. Be that as it may, the committee has resolved to kick off the party grassroots elections on the 27th of April 2024. The exercise will be staggered as follows. On the 27th, we shall have the exercise in 3 counties, namely Kwale, Busia, and Siaya. Then on the 29th, we shall have grassroots elections happening in Kajiado, Migori, and Wajir counties. And on 30th of April, we shall have the exercise in Kisii, Vihiga, and Murang'a counties. A further timetable covering the next batch of counties shall be released in due course.
I don't know what you think, but on my opinion concerning this issue of William Samoei Ruto saying that Kenya, we are still behind in terms of taxation, and the tax is supposed to be added, or we are supposed to be at 25%. The same peak with the South Africa and Morocco countries. That is something that I disagree with, because the more they increase tax, the more